Hello and welcome to Friendly Chat. Today I'm going to be talking about comics again. So join me as I talk about one of my favourite Punisher stories, The Assassin's Guild.
And now the news. Don't touch that dial.
So recently in the news, the latest Punisher story arc ended, which apparently officially ends the Punisher and the need for the character to exist. And I'll admit that it was less than stellar, and the entire run of that character from, Amazing Spider-Man 129 till now. So I thought I'll go back and reread some of my old stuff that I really like, and my go-to Punisher story is The Assassin's Guild. I remember buying it in 1988, or probably early 89, from the Comic Dungeon in Brisbane, which doesn't exist anymore. It was probably at the time the best comic shop. It had atmosphere. It was in the basement of a building. It had just everything you wanted. It had back issues, it had new issues. The owner, Heinz, was just awesome. He was a really nice guy. Consummate salesman. Like he could, he was one of those guys that they say you could, sell anything to anyone, no matter how much they don't need it. But he was a good store owner. He was great. And he wasn't like angry about school kids coming in and wanting to buy comics either. He was really good. So yeah. I was in boarding school at the time, as I've mentioned in other videos. So a $7 cover price, so that we're talking about like 10 or so dollars. Back then that was a big buy for a comic book. Nowadays it's average price, but between 10 and $12. I can't remember how much it really was, but I just thought, this is really, really good. Something the other comic guys at school mentioned it and said, oh no, this is really good, you should check it out. And this one's not in the best nick because it was my original one and it made its way around the dorm quite a bit. A lot of people wanted to read it because it was a solid story. So it's a self-contained graphic novel. Does not involve any other characters from the Marvel Universe. So for this would have made a really good movie, because it's just the Punisher. There's no Captain America, no Spider-Man, no Fantastic Four, no Daredevil or Moon Knight or anyone like that. It's just Frank Castle. And so the premise is that there is a guild of assassins operating out of a restaurant in Manhattan. And the Punisher hears about this and he thinks it's time to take that down. However, during the course of some other crimes, their paths cross. And while trying to infiltrate the... not necessarily infiltrate the actual guild, but get more information on the guild, he sort of realizes that maybe they actually are not as bad as he thought they were, seeing that they only really go after criminals. They don't just assassinate regular civilians. But he is that sort of person where it's like, no, that's my war. No one should get in on my war. So he sort of thinks that maybe I should take him out. But during the course of this, they decide to team up and go after a rather nasty mob boss who's sort of set in motion a lot of the crimes that both the Punisher and the guild were hired to take out. So yeah, that's the basic premise of Assassin's Guild. It is quite a neat story. I'm not going to go into all the details of it because I reckon you should read it for yourself. It's really, really good. Written by Jo Duffy. She did a fantastic job in this. She's written a whole bunch of stuff over the years, and she wrote for Star Wars, Power Man and Iron Fist, stuff like that. But yeah, this is just like, I don't know, like opus level writing, really. Jorge Zaffino, I love the art in this. I'm going to pop up some pages of artwork as this video goes on, but I'm going to find the one panel. My friend Brad and I both love this, because it's when Punisher goes on maximum intimidation. It can be really, really simple, and it's just as simple as that, like revealing the skull on the shirt and just seeing the guy freak out. Zafino's art is beautiful in this. It's not a lot. I know a lot of people who aren't a fan of it because I think it's kind of scratchy in that, but I think it just really works for the just the raw intensity of the story. It's just really brilliant. He also manages to see the Punisher's origin in just a 2-page spread, which is just beautiful. It's just and once again, as I said, I'll pop up better stills of this than just that. But yeah, it's just one of these. As I said, this is what I refer to as a desert island book. Like if I only had one Punisher story access to on a desert island, Assassin's Guild would be it. No, it's not a particularly thick one, but it's a solid story. It's interesting when you can have a main character that has a specific set of skills, rules, but he is willing to put those rules on hold for the greater good. So yeah, it's really, as I said, really beautifully written by Duffy. She did a fantastic job on this. And I do recommend, if you're a fan of the Punisher and you haven't read this, I do recommend checking it out. It's in this beautiful, like, oversized magazine sort of size graphic novel they did back in the sort of 80s, which I really miss. It was just a good size, because the art's bigger, the art pops. When your eyesight's not as good as mine is these days, sometimes you can read it without glasses. And I think it's relatively easy to track down. If you can't find it in this format, though, you can get it included in the Epic Collection Volume 2, which is Circle of Blood, which basically is the Punisher mini-series and then the first 10 issues of the ongoing series. But yeah, so the Epic Collections are designed to be released in not chronological order, but no, they are actually chronological and release order. So yeah, Assassin's Guild is sandwiched in here nicely, which is great. It's good that you can actually get the graphic novels with just a regular trade paperback like this. Well, these are bigger trades than normal. This is like a year's worth of writing. So yeah, you can, and like other graphic novels like Return to Big Nothing and Intruder and all that are in subsequent volumes of the Epic Collection. But yeah, as I said, really solid Punisher story. It would have been a really good film. I mean, it's difficult to say, if it was like, Punisher 2 or Punisher 3 or something like that, because the fact is you really should know who the character is before diving into something like, I must stop this Assassin's Guild. It's like, why do you care? But it would have been really rock solid story. Even one of the seasons of the TV show would have been really good for it. The way the guild operates is rather interesting too, because as I said, it's a restaurant, so the people come and they buy the food, and when they pay like, say $20,000 or $30,000, and they go, and then they have a little note that has who they want killed, and so then the all the employees of the restaurant gather in the kitchen. And they go, right, they're offered $30,000. Right, who wants to hit? And everyone makes an offer, and the lowest offer is the one they accept. So whatever the lowest offer is, someone says, I'll do it for $12,000. And they go, okay, well, the guild itself gets the 18 and they get the 12 on completion of the actual hit, of course. But yeah, it was a really interesting concept, really nicely done. There's stakes in it, which is always good, and chock full of emotion and chock full of just action, as you expect in a Punisher story. So yeah, if you're bummed out by the Punisher ended recently, and you feel like going back and going, I feel like reading a classic Punisher story where the Punisher is the Punisher, and he punishes the guilty. Generally with high-powered weapons. Can't go better than the Assassin's Guild. Solid story, really fun, and yeah, I'll give it 2 thumbs up. Not that I've been doing that in the past, but I thoroughly do recommend this as a good story, and a good just a one-off thing to go, hey, this is the Punisher. Everything you need to know about him is in this book, and solid stuff. So yeah, as I said, if you have read this, in the comments below, let me know what you think of the Punisher, the Assassin's Guild, by Joe Duffy and Jorge Safino, and oh yeah, Julie Mikel does the coloring. She does a fantastic job of the coloring in this. So yeah, this one, as I said, this book is a little bit hammered, but that's what happens when grade 9, you know, boarders basically go, "I want to borrow that," and it's like, be careful with it. Settle down. So yeah, that was yeah. So yeah, if you have read Assassin's Guild, in the comments below, what did you think? Did you like it? Are you a fan of Jorge Zafino's art? He was great. It was really good stuff. What other graphic novels, or just are there any other graphic novels of the Punisher, or even just single stories that you think, hey, you know, if I had to boil it down to one, this is the one I'd do. It can be a story arc. It doesn't have to be one book. But yeah, in the comments below, please comment and keep the conversation going. But until then, I'm going to leave you with this, and as I say, keep on reading, keep on listening, keep on watching, keep on gaming and playing, and keep yourselves entertained, because there really is a lot of good stuff out there. So until next time, bye-bye.
More updates. Damn the man! Save the Empire!